Hello everyone, this is Thomas. In this video I'll be taking you through the basic introduction to Excel. So welcome to the world of Excel, where VLOOKUP isn't a yoga move and consistent doesn't make a fancy coffee, and of course pivot is not more than just a pivot table. And today we are diving into all the terms that make you sound like data wizard or just very confused at parts. So let's decode Excel a little bit. So one baffling term at a time. I'll be talking about workbook, worksheet, a cell, reference. All those things I'll be covering them in this video. Basic introduction to Excel. So first of all, you need to have I think I'm gonna use already an open Excel document here. So we can use this one. Okay. So you can see here I already have a pre-made Excel worksheet, or workbook rather. So in the first place, a workbook is just a file in Excel that contains more than that contains one or more worksheets. So in this case, you can see here this workbook basically has 3 worksheets. This is sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3. Then, like I said, this is a workbook contains all the worksheets. Then a worksheet is basically a single sheet within the workbook, just the reverse, consisting of cells organized in rows and columns, obviously. Then a cell, a basic unit in Excel where data is entered, identified by a combination of a column letter and a row number. So in this case, this is a row that you're seeing here, this one that is highlighted here. Then this is now the column letter here is B. This side, this is a row, and a row number here is 2. I think basically that. So in this case, we would be having a cell. So in this case we are in cell B3 from our B, column letter, then 3, row number, making it 3 here, B3. Then a row, like I already defined, is basically horizontal collection of cells identified by numbers. This is a row, this is a row, this is a row, this is also a row. Like you can see here, they run horizontally. Then our column is basically the vertical collections of cells identified by numbers. So this is a column, column here, column here, column here. So then we have the other thing would be a formula that you would be entering. Maybe you're tabulating something in your Excel worksheet. So it's basically an expression entered into a cell that calculates a value. So assuming I want to add up values of this cell here, so this is cell F3, and I want to add it to, I want to add the 2 or sum up the 2 with D3. So I can decide to come here in this cell and I can decide to create my formula here. So I can say this is equals here. Then I can say, you can open up your brackets here, you can open up the brackets, then say cell F3 plus cell D4. So what happens is it will basically add the two values in those two cells. So I say enter. So you can see it gives us 167, which is the total of this cell, the value in cell F4 and the value in cell D4. Then the other one would be a range. A range is just a selection of two or more cells. Basically, it's normally separated with two dots, or rather English calls it how should I put that, but basically if I'm having, I want to make up a range, I want to add up values in a certain range, then I can say maybe from this cell, like you can see here, maybe I want to add up values from cell B, this is K3, up to values in K11. So what happens is I just have to possibly enter my formula, then I say sum up all the values sum then you can say, so from here up to here. So you see what happens is we have these two dots here, which basically imply the range. So I close the brackets, then I can say enter. So see what happens is all the values that from range K3 to K11 have been totaled up, giving us a value that is 715.5. Then the other one would be a cell reference, a way to refer to a specific cell or range of cells, which we basically said here is N4, B3, like that. This is B3, this is B4, like it's basically what we talked about, column letter and row number. So the column letter is D, row number is 5. So we have, you can see from this cursor here, we have D5. You can basically see it from the top left right corner. Then a ribbon is basically a toolbar at the top of Excel containing commands and functions organized in tabs, which is basically this part here. This is our ribbon, basically having this part of insert, page layout, formulae, data, review, view, and help, basically that. Then a pivot table is used to summarize, analyze, and organize data in different ways within Excel. So it's not basically what you think, like maybe this isn't a piece of furniture you're trying to move down a staircase. It's an Excel's magical way of organizing data, making you feel like you have just cracked the code to a secret language. So if you can actually figure out how to use it without panicking, then you're good to go with Excel. So the other one would be absolute referencing. It's not about being super sure about something, but it's when you look into a cell and possibly it doesn't, you want to lock it into something, and a cell reference, and so it doesn't have to move around. So maybe if I can say, assuming you're grading something, like you can see, it's basically, normally you do it when you are maybe performing a lookup, V lookup, H lookup, and of course, like also sometimes you can use it for the if functions. Then sorting is basically arranging data in in position form. Maybe you're having data like possibly a teacher, and you want to arrange students marks from the best student to the last student. So it's basically a way of arranging data in a particular order, ascending, descending, based on a specific criteria. Like you can see from this worksheet, this data has been arranged in a format that the best person is number 1, meaning from ascending to descending order. So like I talked about absolute referencing, like you can see here we're having something like a dollar sign. This is what we call absolute referencing. Like you're looking up something, you're looking up Excel to base its judgment on only that particular column or a particular row. So like you can see here, we are basing on K3, cell K3. Then the absoluteness comes in when you put the dollar sign, that it should only focus on values from K3 to K51 without changing its, like without using values from other cells or other columns. Then our 0 here basically refers to the order that we are talking about. 0 is ascending. Is basically from the best to the last. So I think for now that is basically what I can talk about. Then you can also take your time to learn about filtering data, a feature that allows you to display only data that meets a certain criteria while you're hiding the rest. So in my next video, I'll be teaching you how to do most of these things: HLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, the functions, the if functions, basically the functions of Excel work, like average, sum, range, all those things. We shall be performing them in our next video. So make sure you subscribe, like, and of course share to your friends. Help your friends learn these things. Wish you the very best.